What is up, guys? Bitcoin has pulled back into the levels that we spoke about on yesterday's show. So we're going to have to take a closer look at what's going on. There's some important things that are happening in the Bitcoin market right now, and we are definitely caught at a critical level. So let's get out of bed. All right, guys, so let's start off by having a look at the high time frames. You might notice that I have something right here in the screen. It's a new mic. Please let me know in the comments if you enjoy it, if it sounds good, how's the quality. I think I prefer it to having a little speaker stuck to my shirt. So let's start off on the high time frames and we'll go through everything bit by bit. Firstly, please make sure that if you do want to stay up to date, follow me on Twitter. The link is also in the description, but it's at Kyle Doops. I do keep you updated. I posted this and I said once that trend line breaks, immediately price is going to pull down into the green box, and that would be the area that I'm looking to load up on. But what is happening on the high time frame? So when we bring up our 21 EMA on the weekly chart, you'll notice that price almost wicked straight into that zone and it's rejected. So again, this is the litmus test that you should be using if you're a long-term investor. Until you are above this yellow line and price is hovering above it and the yellow line is angled upwards, there is definitely pressure to the downside. However, you have to differentiate between the different time frames that you're trading. So just because the overall pressure is more to the downside, it doesn't mean that there won't be opportunities to take longs. And you can see the early warning signs of that in the lower time frame charts, which is most notably the 4-hour that I'm looking at. However, I am cautious, and I said that on yesterday's show. I said I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm not buying now. I'm waiting for the push into $43,000, and we got almost to the 43K. We rejected off that level as I thought that we would. I waited for this trend line to confirm that that is indeed the higher high. We lost that trend line, and we've come back down into the next area of support. So what now? What next? Well, you're going to need to wait for this to unfold a little bit before we can confirm that this is a higher low. And your true invalidation level is unfortunately still a little bit further away. The only way you'll truly know is if we hold these levels over here. So it could get quite scary. Price could essentially come all the way down to 39,000 level, possibly even 38, the high 38, so 38,900. And yet, if that's left behind as a wick, similar to this candle, that would still be your higher low, and that is a buying opportunity. So the trend is your friend until the end of the trend. Watch for that. I'm expecting something like this, just to give you a little bit of an outlook. So we had price move like this. We came down again. It could come a little bit further. I'm hoping that it will hold that level though. And then we're going to be pushing up. Now, this is where you need to watch. Is this going to be a higher? Is this going to be a lower high over here and come back down? Or is it going to go straight through and make your next higher high? Is everything good on the sound, you don't? Okay, Dan is asking, would this be a level to put an order in? So let's have a closer look. To determine that, you need to go down onto an even lower time frame. Let's see what's happening on the 1-hour chart, and we can have a look together. Pressure is definitely to the downside, though, for now. All right, so I would be scaling in. slowly but surely. I never go in with all my orders. I said that I usually do it between 3 and 5 different orders. So my first order would have been hit in this box over here. I'll be watching closely how price reacts in these levels, but essentially I want to layer in my next bids. If you lose this level over here, you're probably going to go straight down. So this would be my next order level. You don't need to have all your money entered in one go. So you can take your time when it comes to entering. You have your first set over there. This price is at $39,269. So price is currently at $40,397. I'll kind of be eating in bids anywhere between this region over here, between 39,269 and the green box territory, which we got into now. And that's based off of trading the 4-hour chart. So let me go back onto the 4-hour chart. What you'll notice here as well, on the 4-hour chart, the momentum oscillators have come down. So they are attempting to cross back up now. Once you have this cross and price is starting to move higher with the momentum oscillators crawling back up, the chances are that you'll probably get that momentum move. Again, follow me on Twitter if you do want to stay up to date. I'll publicly list anytime that I do decide to make my entry into the market. There will be a bounce. However, you also have to be cognizant of the 8-hour chart. You do have the momentum oscillators coming down on the 8-hour and as well as on the 12-hour. That does mean that risk still does remain to the downside. Let's have a look at this chart over here. So this has been the 3-day one. You can see this is a very important zone. This is an area that we wicked into over there. We wicked through over there. You had a body close, 1, 2, 3, 4 body closes. You had another wick. So you can see that the bulls and the bears are very evenly matched at the moment. You have top traders that are bullish and top traders that are also bearish. So this region over here, you want to hold this level. And again, this is going to line up with what I just said. It's that 39,000. If I zoom in over there, hopefully you can see the price. It's going to be that $39,200 level to the $40,300. Anywhere within that $1,000 range, little wicks that are coming in, I would want to be buying up. Your invalidation is going to be once you start closing outside of this trend line. If you start closing candles below the moving average, which if I remove the drawings, hopefully you'll see a bit better. There you go. Here's your 200 moving average, which is on a 3-day chart. Once you start closing candles like this, it gets a little bit airy. It's a bit worrisome. 2 to 3 day candles close below this, I would start targeting much lower prices. So let's have a look at this chart over here. This will give you a better indication. There we go. So what's going to happen is if we do start to lose those kind of levels, your next targeted area, this is going to be your key level to watch, is going to be $34,700. I would say if this candle closes red, I would say with high probability that probably the next week we're going to come straight down. That's another 10% down. So trading spot at the moment is probably your best bet. I wouldn't be trading on leverage. So holding the underlying asset, just buying Bitcoin or whatever crypto it is that you're into, and just holding that for now is probably going to be your best risk to reward. Until we clear this region over here, which is 43,000 to 46,000, the risk remains to the downside. So definitely don't be going in all at once. I also had a look at the funding rates to see what's happening with the interest levels. So that's how many people are taking leverage trades at the moment. And you can see that they are quite high. They're near all-time highs. You have your top traders taking longs versus shorts. You can see that currently it's again 70%, 71% long, 29 to 30% of the players are in short positions. Now, what that information should be telling you is that, again, anytime you're taking longs here, you should be cautious. There's only a couple of people that have got to that psychology in the market where they've decided to actually start shorting. For the most part, most people are still thinking about the long-term environment. They're looking to find longs within this environment. So I don't believe that a short squeeze is something that's going to take place as of yet. At the moment, it's more likely that the longs are actually going to be liquidated. Like have a look at this one over here, long short ratio. This is amongst all traders, whether it be pro or retail traders. We've just had it completely trend up over the previous months. Now, what you'll find is anytime that open interest levels get too high, that's not a good thing. If price is in a downtrend and open interest is at all-time highs, and these longs get liquidated, that can create those sharp wicks. And this is what happens when you get that type of an environment. You're left with these strong wicks to the downside, something similar to, for example, the COVID dump. I'm not saying that's going to happen, not to scare anybody, but you're usually left with these massive sell-offs that happen very, very quickly and long wicks. So remain cautious and trade carefully. So I think that should be enough for Bitcoin for now. What we can do is we can have a look at some of the other charts. Maybe let me know in the comments, if you can just bring up the comments over there. What sort of altcoins are you guys looking at the moment? And is there anything that you want me to chart? Okay, we're just waiting. You're done just finding some of the relevant ones. Okay, I see. There is actually quite a lot in the chat on Solana. So let's have a look at Solana. I think I have it in here. All right, yeah, Solana. Okay, so these were the old lines that we had. Let's just clear that all up and we'll rechart it. Okay, cool. So Solana, let's put it onto a daily chart over here. Okay, so what you want to do is always try and find the general trend of the market. So it's going to look similar to Bitcoin, right? You need to clear these levels over here. I'll make a mark over there so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But this is your level to clear. So grab this. You want to clear these highs, which are currently at $108. And this is your local high that's been confirmed. Price is now obviously trending down. When you go into a lower time frame, you can maybe snipe some short-term long entries in anticipation of targeting that region again, and whether you get above that or not is another thing. So moving on to a 4-hour chart, let's see what it looks like over there. Okay, your 4-hour chart, again, same level to clear. So looks very similar to Bitcoin. You have your lower highs coming in here, your lower lows coming in here, and then this move that just happened where price went to $110, that would have been your first higher high. Price came down, failed, made another lower high. However, now you need to see, is this going to set in a higher low? As long as you're holding this level over here, which price is currently sitting at $96. So this is the level that you want to hold. You want to see closes that are above here. I'll make that nice and big. Then if you want to screenshot that, holding this level is going to be your critical level to watch on Solana. Any breaks and closes below this, and I would say it's going to go down further. All right, is there another one? Let's see, I got Lunar short-term trade. So short-term, if you let me know in the comments as well your time frame, I'll be able to look at that. Is it an hourly chart, a 4-hour chart that you want to have a look at? Did you say Lunar, right? Okay, Lunar on the 4-hour chart. Okay, just go into the daily to see again how this one's panning out. So Lunar is pretty much at the level that you want to clear. It's right there. I can move that down a bit because we had those confirmed closes. And again, they're all going to look very similar. You have your high. You now made a lower high. So the trend is officially down. A lower low over here below this level, which is at, once you lost this $89, that's probably why I had the red line from a previous show that I may have done. So this level over here, once that was lost, you now officially have your next lower low, and you need to see, is this going to be a lower high? So I definitely wouldn't be looking for longs in Solana right now, in Lunar right now, especially not in the short term. If anything, I would say it's coming right up to resistance, and this would probably be the level to take some profits if you haven't already taken those off the table. The other thing is you have this trend line, and Sheldon would have told you many times as well before, what you'll find is when you lose these trend lines, eventually price will come push back up to retest that, and then you can see, is it going to reject? So the question is, do you really want to take that risk of a couple of % extra before you're going to sell into that trend line, or could you take some off the table now? So personally, I would be taking some off the table now and just reevaluating, seeing how this one works out. But you did ask for it on the 4 hour, so let's just zoom in on the 4 hour bit and see what that's showing. Okay, 4 hour. Yeah, I would stick with what I said on the daily chart. The 4 hours is going to be the same. It's not something I would be longing right now. If anything, I would be taking profits. All right, what else have we got? KDA. Okay, this is one of the favorites. I see guys absolutely love KDA. Do I have it here? Give me a second. KDA. Okay, let's just pull it up. Do you know what time frame they want that on? Okay, KDA, I will use, let's take the Binance one. Okay, KDA on the daily. Okay, KDA, if this, I don't think there's enough history on that one. Let me get another one. That's a terrible looking chart. I definitely don't recommend that you buy charts that are in straight downtrends if you can help it. Let's look at it against Tether. Okay, how long has this one been around for? There's not that much history over here. CoinGecko, KDA. Give me a second. I'll still give you some feedback, even if it's just from CoinGecko. Okay. Oh, KuCoin. Okay, I'll go to KuCoin. So already looking at this chart, I mean, it is in a straight downtrend. So I know that the narrative on it is very good, but I really recommend that you follow charts that are in uptrends. If you are going to be buying things, buy them in an uptrend. Oftentimes, this is something that I learned previously. I used to get caught in the hype. I once bought a coin in 2017 called QuantStamp and Lisk. And if you have to pull those charts up now, I really believe those were going to change the world. And I mean, they haven't. They haven't even got near their previous cycle highs. Okay, let's have a look on this one. This will give a bit better info. So again, you got some major levels that you want cleared in this. The main level to clear before you can even think of turning bullish. Look, it's on a major horizontal area of support over here, and prices started to close below that. So you're starting to lose those important levels. That's very, very bad. Price could go much lower. Your level to clear is going to be this zone over here, which is at $7.60. You need to, like Bitcoin has made a high on the 4 hour chart. On the daily, you would need to clear that region over there, make your high. So you want to see price do something like that, come back down, and then you would be buying the next higher low. So that's KDA. No, I would not. I would definitely not be buying this right now. We can look at it on the 4 hour chart. So altcoins are going to be very tough to buy when Bitcoin is in such a major indecision point. I would definitely focus more on looking at Bitcoin at the moment. If you are holding altcoins and you're able to scale some of those, if they have pumped and they're going into areas of resistance, kind of like Luna right now, it may be wiser to take some profits out of that, move those profits into Bitcoin. You can also pull up the altcoin chart that you're looking at against the BTC pair, see what that's doing, and that's also a smart move. If that chart is up, then cool, hold your altcoin. If not, then consider moving that into Bitcoin. What else have we got? Rose. Okay, I don't think I've charted Rose before. Rose, let's go for which one? Tether, Rose Tether. Okay, we can look at Nia as well. Let's do Rose for them quick, and then I'll go to Nia because I have charted Nia quite recently, so it should still be relevant. All right, let's look at. Okay, Rose is not too bad actually. I mean, this is a troublesome area. This is on the weekly chart, so you have clearly lower highs that are forming. So that's your confirmed local top. Here's your next one over here. However, there is a macro series of higher lows, and if this area holds over here, that could be your next series of higher lows forming. Let's look at it on the daily though. All right. So I would say the level to hold is going to be this. The risk to reward on Rose is actually not too bad. However, you do have to be cognizant, although you're holding the lows, you're not making lower lows on the daily, you are making lower highs. So it is a riskier play, but if it's something that you want to take a chance on, I mean, your ultimate would be if it turns from right here and you make your higher high, so above that point, come back down, test the support, and then go back up again. That's going to be your best case scenario. Okay, we said let's have a look at near. Where are you? Okay. Okay, near is a bit of a messy chart. Let's just zoom in over here. Okay, so what I mentioned, we do have a crypto shorts channel, by the way, as well. So for those of you that haven't seen me on the streams before, I'm mostly on the crypto shorts, just standing in for Sheldon as he takes some time off from work. He's just on leave at the moment. But this yellow box territory, in any of these wicks, I would have been buying up. So you have lost the trend that was governing the previous high. So it moved really nicely over there. It lost that. It's in a slowdown period now. It's not to say that that price is absolutely going to tank. You'll get a better indication today because you don't want any candles to close this low. If this can push up today and you can hold above these levels, then you'll still be holding higher lows throughout. And you have made, though this is an early warning sign, because you have made your first lower high in relation to this series of candles on this side over here. But I think this is most likely just going to form a range. So to identify the range, you want to find as many touch points as you possibly can for the line of best fit, which I would say is probably going to be like that. This is your range high level, which is coming in at $17.68. And then you have your range lows, which is coming in at this red line over here at $14.83. So once you start to close, if this candle starts to close below these ones over here, you might have your first warning signs of a downtrend forming. Let's go into the 4 hours for a better indication. So again, look here. This is your invalidation level. So the closer you can buy to the yellow line, which is currently at $15, the better. I was telling guys on the crypto short to focus on $15 to $15.50. So anywhere in this zone is a load up zone for near. And I think that the narrative is hot. I know that that a lot of YouTubers and a lot of Twitter accounts are starting to, the traffic is building on the near protocol. So let's see where that goes. Is there one more? We got, okay, we have Aave as well. I can bring up Aave. That's right underneath here. And I think I charted that recently. So Aave is not a bad one to look at. You got here this on the 4 hour chart. You have your high area over here, which you needed to take out. That was successfully done in this level over here. So you made your higher high. So you have a higher low. This is a higher low in relation to that one on the left. And now this is a higher high in relation to that one over there. And you need to see, is this going to be your next higher low? If this is your next higher low, this could be a good area to load up on Aave. And then your next target is going to be $204. So price is currently sitting at $178. You want to see momentum kick in. How do the momentum oscillators look? Okay, momentum is just turning up. So this is one of the better charts of the day. I would say between near and Aave are probably the two. The ticker for this one is Aave. Aave, not Aave. This is Aave. Aave is looking good. Yeah, Aave is looking good. Aave is not too bad. You're holding trend. You can put in another trend line over here. So again, you want to see that level hold. Let's just make it a bit bigger. You want to see this level hold. This is starting to form a trend. I prefer to see more touch points. So you got one series of touch points, two series of touch points. If you make your next higher high over here coming in at $204, pull back from there and you touch this level again, then you have a confirmed trend. Now you've got 3 major touch points that have come into that zone. But I think that about does it. I mean, we've covered everything that we can. What I would expect for Bitcoin over the course of this weekend is it's likely just going to be choppy. When I say choppy, what I mean is it's just going to chop within this range over here. The main range that it's fallen within is going to be anywhere around 39,200 and all the way up to possibly even 41,500. So 39.2 to 41.5 is probably going to be the range that price is going to move within this weekend. And if you want to stay up to date, again, just follow me on my Twitter. The link is in the description. You'll be able to find it there. And I'll keep you guys up to date. I would say until then, guys, trade safely, be cautiously optimistic. Hopefully we do get a push through the 43K resistance and the bull run can be back on. But until then, I'll see you guys on the next one.